YouTube, what is going on? Back with my latest video. Happy New Year. Hope you guys brought it in safe and had a good time. So today what I'm going to do is I'm going to recommend my top Funko Pops you should buy for 2021. So I have a couple different suggestions that I think are going to be good pickups for this year for various different reasons, and I'll go over them as we show them. And I also do have one comic book as well I think is going to be a good purchase for this year as well for those that are interested. So let's get right into it and see what I have for my top picks. Here we go. Alright guys, before we get into this video, please smash that like button down below. Let me know you guys are enjoying these videos, and as always, if you're new to this channel, welcome, and hit subscribe button down below as well so you're updated to my most recent content, and hit that bell notification so you're alerted as soon as I post a new video. So what I like to try to do every week on this segment for Speculation Saturdays is trying to talk about the financial side of Funko and investing in Funko if that's something you're interested in. And I found, 4 different sets I think are going to be good long-term investments for this year 2021. I've mentioned all these in the past, and I just think that these are such safe bets that if you're trying to make any kind of investment in Funko Pops over the next year, these are all undervalued and think they'll grow steam and appreciate in value no matter what happens this year. So the first one I have for you guys is something that I put a lot of my money into just because I feel it's safe, and it's also what I collect a whole lot, and I feel like you can never ever go wrong getting this stuff in your collection if you're looking to invest in Funko Pops, and that's vaulted Disney stuff. So I have right here this Darkwing Duck. There is a Darkwing Duck show coming out this year, so this is one I've suggested in the past as well. But I don't think you can go wrong getting any vaulted Disney stuff. Vaulted Disney stuff, there's a huge audience for Disney stuff out there, and no matter what, there's always going to be a demand for it. And it being vaulted, the supply is limited, and they're no longer making any more. So I definitely would go into the Funko app, check out the vaulted Disney Pops are out there, and if it's something that you like to collect, I would buy it. Just because it always is going to be a collector's item, even if Funko Pops don't end up being, a big thing, because a lot of people don't realize Funko is not as mainstream as you think. This is a very niche community and niche hobby. It's not that mainstream, so there's a lot of room to grow, but it's also could be a ceiling as well. But with Disney stuff, Disney collectors like anything Disney related. So I feel like all the vaulted stuff out there is always going to have value, because people are going to want to track it down. There's a limited supply out there. So you got things like next year coming up with Darkwing Duck, like having a show. You got Gargoyles that has a rumor of movie coming out. And just, classic things like you have the old Ursula, the old Captain Hook I have back here. Any of those old Pops are really good pickups. They never really go down in value and only ever go up. So vaulted Disney, if you're looking to invest in Funko Pops this year for 2021, I think it's one of your safest bets. Alright, so up next, another category that I feel is highly undervalued, and I feel like people are sleeping on this, and there's a lot of different catalysts that I think is going to move these things forward, and definitely something you want to get before it's too late. We have vaulted Cartoon Network stuff. So I got 2 Pops today. I got the Mojo Jojo, and I have Amethyst from Steven Universe. Steven Universe just finished, so I think they're done for good. And also Mojo Jojo from Powerpuff Girls, they are rebooting that. So definitely different reasons to get these, but again, the Cartoon Network stuff is so undervalued. None of it's really expensive. I think the most expensive Cartoon Network Pop might be that Lapis Lazuli I have back there from Steven Universe. If not, like Johnny Bravo and Dexter might be going for about the same, but that's only like 70 bucks. I don't think there's anything that's going for too much more. If you guys know, drop down in the comment section below. Oh, that Samurai Jack one, that's expensive. But outside of that, there's not really too much value in these Cartoon Network stuff, but there's a huge audience for it. So I think you're gonna start seeing things like the Mojo Jojo and Amethyst going up, stuff from Steven Universe, and just the same way that like the regular show stuff did last year. The regular show stuff like Rigby started off with like around 40 bucks in the beginning of 2020, and by the end it's like $100 pop. So supply and demand is what comes into play when you invest, and I think Cartoon Network has enough demand out there and a low supply that these are going to be stuff that's going to go up over the next year, and things like the Mojo Jojo are definitely going to go up when that Powerpuff Girl reboot hits. So if you want to make another safe investment for 2021, definitely get your hands on some vaulted Cartoon Network stuff. Alright, and keeping with that same theme, this is kind of coincides with that Cartoon Network stuff. I think you should pick up some vaulted Nickelodeon stuff. So here we have Tommy Pickles and Reptar. Very cool pops. These are both highly undervalued. All the Rugrats, all the Doug, all the Invader Zim, all that stuff is not expensive at all. You can pick up a lot of it, and a lot of it's starting to get vaulted. I think Chucky's vaulted. I think Reptar's vaulted. I think Spike's vaulted. The Hey Arnold Pops are vaulted. A lot of the stuff is starting to get vaulted and extremely cheap. A lot of stuff's also getting rebooted. I think Hey Arnold's getting rebooted, and I think there's a rumor of Rugrats getting rebooted. So with those things that could take place in 2021, I think it's only gonna move it forward, but also there's just such a huge demand for that stuff out there. 90s kids are starting to get into more things, more hobbies, have expendable income, and I think they're gonna gravitate towards getting this. Again, Funko, again, is a small niche community. I can only see it moving forward and growing in next year, and the more people that come in are going to be my age group and a little bit younger, I think, and they're definitely gonna remember their Nickelodeon cartoons. So definitely stuff you wanna pick up. Tommy Pickles is a gem for 2021. Alright guys, so I just wanted to hit you guys with one comic book because we do that on the channel pretty often, and I feel like this is one worth mentioning. I have mentioned it in the past, and I think this is a comic book series and character you definitely want to focus on, just because one thing I always like to do when I'm investing is following the money. It's, don't make it too complicated, and there's a lot of money and attention being put behind this character, and the stuff associated with her is still very cheap, and that is Punchline. So this is Punchline. She's like, I guess like the new Harley Quinn is what you can call it. Plain and simple. There's not even a Funko Pop for Punchline yet, but I can only imagine that in 2021 we're gonna get one for her. DC Comics is putting a whole lot behind her. I can only see that being more and more into pop culture, just because people love Harley Quinn so much. I think Punchline is just as cool, if not cooler. And she now has her own standalone series. This is Punchline #1. Both of these books are relatively cheap. This is Punchline #1, which is her first solo series. This is the first cover appearance for Punchline. I do have the first full appearance for Punchline. It's actually getting graded right now. That book's a little bit more expensive, but still, as far as other expensive books out there, it's relatively cheap. So definitely, if you're into comic books, want to start getting into comic books, these are two books I think you can get your hands on for about $5 to $6 each. They're not expensive at all, and definitely things I could see being worth a lot of money down the line. If you don't believe me, just check all the Harley Quinn books from back in the day and see what they're doing now. So Punchline, I think, has a lot of potential, and definitely somebody I put my money behind in 2021. Alright guys, and last but not least, probably my biggest suggestion. I've told you guys about this line in the past, and I'm doubling down. I think this is going to be one of the best investments you can make in 2021, because again, there's a whole lot of demand behind these characters. There always will be fans of these characters, and it's such an undervalued set. We have the Sesame Street Pops. So this is Cookie Monster right here, but you can't go wrong with any of the Sesame Street Pops. I believe 90% of them are vaulted. I think maybe, I don't know, I think they're all vaulted. Correct me if I'm wrong, but most of them are, and they're all pretty cheap. I think this is the most expensive one. He's like $50. Oh no, the Count's expensive. He's like $70. But still, $70 for the biggest Sesame Street Grail. I can see that being at the end of the year like a $200 pop. It's only gone up in value over 2020. It was like a $30 or $40 pop at the beginning of 2020, because I was looking to get it and I kept not pulling the trigger, thinking I could get it for cheaper, and now you can't find it for anything cheaper, like $70, $80. So I think the other ones are going to start following suit, because more people are getting into the hobby, more people are buying up the things they love, and Sesame Street is always going to be high on those people's lists. So I strongly suggest you get some Sesame Street Pops in your collection before they end up being a Grail set and it's too late. Definitely add some Sesame Street, and it's a classic that you can't go wrong, and one of my top picks for 2021. So there you guys go. Let me know what you thought in the comment section below. Obviously, I'll have more individual pops as the year goes on, but just want to kind of reiterate my favorite sets and pops I think are going to be good investments no matter what throughout this year. So let me know your thoughts in the comment section below. If you've not already, hit that like button down below, hit subscribe button if you're new, and check me out on Instagram at ThePopSavage. You can stay connected there as well. Thank you so much for watching, guys. I do appreciate it, and until next time, I'll see you later.